What's going on, guys? Bank Robber Games here, more ADACA Zone Patrol. Last episode when we left off, it was a really good episode. I feel like we were really productive. We mainly made our way exploring through both administration and also the power plant, completing several quest steps along the way, whilst also getting more information and hints at the sort of what's behind the mysteries in the Zone Patrol mode, which is really awesome. So I do highly recommend going back and watching last episode if you haven't seen it. And towards the end of that episode, we did make our way back onto the VACT ship, because we've got one more mission that we need to do as part of the Zone Patrol mode, and that's what's next on our to-do list. For that though, I'm going to look into the shop. I'm going to purchase the mine launcher, because this is a weapon that I haven't really seen come up in Zone Patrol all that often, and we haven't seen it in the campaign either. It's also very cool. It's quite cool. I think that's it for now. I do want to make an effort to show off some more of the weapons in Zone Patrol that you can purchase from the vendors. But if we come up to the terminal here like normal, and you'll see we've completed the last two missions as part of this guide, we have got Operation Black Horse. And this is a mission that we unlocked after we entered the Wolf Bunker, I think it is, over in the Pines. And we saw this these people loading up this train, so we're being sent in to investigate. Yeah, it's a really cool mission, this one, but I would give you a warning in that it is very difficult. Not so much the first section of the mission, but more so what happens throughout the course of the mission. So your loadout isn't actually that important, really. It's more based on your skill. So it'll be very interesting as we make our way through the mission. Start us off with the dropship, and as you can see, we are on our own, having to make our way to the front of the train. And the mine launcher the mines will detonate if the enemies get close, or if you hit the enemies directly with the mines, or you can detonate them remotely using the alternate fire. It is a very satisfying weapon to use, and reasonably powerful as well, so if you want an explosive weapon early on, I would definitely give it a go. We have also got our flak rifle as backup. So here we have got our first artifact. We just want to be really careful as we make our way around the edge, using the little steps to get into the train cart. You can see some weird stuff, almost like samples being taken out of the zone. It's close. Not sure. Right. We've got enough room to get past, thankfully. That didn't go so well. And unfortunately the checkpoint's quite brutal for this mission, so I'll just meet you back at the train car we were just in with the artifact and those capsules. So I'll come back, guys. Didn't take long to get back here. It gives me an opportunity to show off the ammo for the mine launcher as well, being the same as the RPG. I think normally you would go up using the ladder and across the top here, rather than the other side like we did to get the artifact. Don't know why the game wasn't letting me pick up that ammo then. That's quite a lot of health, but it's more the second half of this mission we need to worry about. Because at the moment we've got health machines and supplies. Another artifact here, along with some more capsules of some subjects being taken out of the zone. But yeah, we're just going to take things nice and slow. Yeah, I really like the mine launch because you can fire it quite quickly. So even though it's not the most powerful explosive weapon, you can still be quite aggressive with it. And it's potentially a bit more ammo efficient with the fact that you can pick up any ammo that you miss your shots with. There was one of these enemies here. They're the same as what were in the capsules, and I have a feeling that this is something to do with Project Golem as well, that we learned a little bit about with some of the data entries and some of the terminals, and from our good friend the Crow. As we come over to this train cart, there is an artifact along with this briefcase we can pick up. You can see we can't go any further. I think it's quite cool for Zone Patrol is that we do lose all our stuff, including all our equipment. And this is where I'm saying that things get very difficult. So it might take us a few attempts. Hopefully we do quite well and get through this area quite quickly. But again, I just think with a simple art style, the low poly art style, Still looks absolutely phenomenal. Let's see if we can make our way out of here. There's going to be an element of luck to this next section, as well as very dependent on our skill, how smoothly it will go. Running up on, that's a great start. So I'd recommend picking up the weapons that you're most comfortable using. The Scorcher can be quite powerful, but I find it a little bit too inconsistent. One of these guys does have a tactical combat rifle. I'd definitely recommend that. And I'd either recommend picking up the SMG or the Arquebus, because the Arquebus is quite a damaging weapon. It's got a lot of ammo, whereas the tactical SMG only has 2 mags, so you'll burn through it quite quickly. Overall though, for the rest of this mission, I don't think there are any other artifacts to be collecting. You just need to survive. Yeah, I haven't found any artifacts. Just need to worry about surviving. But as you move through this area, it will trigger more enemies to spawn. Try and show off some of the messages as best I can. They're written on the walls. I quite like the carbine, so I'm going to pick that up. Not sure how we took damage there. The swarm launch got not much at all. We haven't got much tactical combat rifle ammo. It's going quite well so far. There's still quite a few enemies that we need to take out. We know the drop ship is coming in, thankfully, and this has gone quite well. I don't know if it's just I managed to avoid triggering enemies to spawn. Normally some more do make their way down before the dropship comes down, so like I said, I think we got pretty lucky there. Now that mission did take me quite a few attempts the first time I played it. I think, like I said, I think I got very lucky and managed to avoid the triggers for the other drop pods coming down. So we mainly only had to deal with the carbine wielding enemies that came out of the warehouse and those 3 drop pods that first came down. So that seemed to work pretty well this time round. So I would advise you guys to sort of hopefully follow the same sort of path that I did, and hopefully you should get the same sort of result. Something you might recognise from previous episodes. Looks like we got a warning there from the entity that we freed a while ago, telling us to say nothing. And although it says about investigating further, I've not seen anything come up in our journal related to it at any point. But for now, we're just going to reselect Zone Patrol or Zone Recon. Head back down to the armory and gear up like normal. And we may as well use our mine launcher just because that way I can show it off a bit more against the enemies that you normally find within Zone Patrol. And also in terms of our companion, I'm going to use Kodak just because I haven't shown them off all that much. I'll have the opportunity to show something else off as well. So the character Crow that we presented with one of these flowers, once you do that, they become available for your companion, but they also leave this little gift here for you. So you have a bulletproof vest or body armor to improve your health, as well as a tactical combat rifle, and that way it saves you purchasing both these things because they are available to you every time you come down into the zone. First of all, what we're going to do is, now we've got the Dream Reader, we can interact with these pods. So as we make our way through the zone, completing other objectives, we're going to interact with all the sleeper pods we can find. First one being obviously just being behind where you come in on the ship in the beachhead. So if you've watched the campaign series or played through the campaign, there is a mysterious character called the Fox. And that we spoke to. And mentionings of our sibling there, so it's like we're one side of a coin. And now we're going to head into Storm Drain. And we're going to be getting another sleeper pod here as well. And this sleeper pod is by Hardware, near where we found the message to do with the radar dish parts in Beachhead. Just here. And that's where I think our first telephone rang as well, as part of the series. More mentionings of coral snake there, and a little bit of a clue as to where they came from, but don't worry, we will find out more. But for now we just want to head back to the dish, and to ignore that and just move through. And we're going to be heading down into the concrete forest. And this is so we can give the AI transfer drive to the Forsaken Idol in the concrete forest below the dish. So now we can take the transfer drive to the comm centre overlooking the dish. So thankfully we haven't got far to go. But before we do that, there's a sleeper pod down here as well. Not quite sure what that one's about, but you guys might be able to make more sense of it than I can. I did forget to point out that Kodak has spawned with a rocket rifle, and that's quite common for him to do so, so he's definitely a heavy hitter. While we're in this neck of the woods though, we are going to quickly head into the pit. Where the free scrapper base is. So just want to see if there's any other weapons I want to purchase, along with getting a sleeper pod. So you can buy a tactical combat rifle, but obviously we don't need to because of the gift from Crow. I may as well buy these other codex entries though. I'm going to purchase the tactical PDW so I can show it off. I'm also going to purchase the tactical battle rifle because it's a very fun weapon and we don't get to see it all that often. But then I am also going to purchase the laser magnum because it's incredibly powerful. But we're not going to use it for the time being. We're just going to have it on board the ship waiting for us next time we come out into Zone Patrol. In this area there is also another sleeper pod that we can get. That is in this first green train car. So you can get close enough to activate it outside the train car. Very ominous message there. It will make a little bit more sense as we make our way through the Zone Patrol mode. It's still very cryptic, even if you know some of the backstory. Did also just forget to show off those codex entries. So this first free scrapper entry links to things we've seen in the campaign. Mentioning of Jesse there, the main character, as well as Chops and Kelly. There's more mentioning of Project Gollum, and there's NRC, which is a lab that was in the conduit area that we visited, which is where we got the Dream Reader device. But looking at how long this episode has been, I think here's a pretty good place to wrap it up. And then next episode, when we continue, we're just going to be carrying on working for the Forsaken Idol that's now in the transfer drive, along with doing a couple of other quest steps and focusing on getting the sleeper pods that are hidden throughout the zone as well, to give you guys a bit more backstory as to what's actually going on, along with using some of our artifacts to purchase some more weapons and codex entries. Now we've got a bit of an abundance of them. But thank you very much for watching. I hope you guys have enjoyed this episode and been enjoying the series so far, as well as been finding it useful as a guide. If you have been enjoying the series and also been finding the guide useful, then please make sure to like and subscribe for more, and then that way you won't miss out on the rest of this series. Also, let me know down in the comments below if there's anything you're struggling with, or you think there's anything I might be able to help you with, and I'll do my best to help you down there. Also, let me know if there's anything you think I might have missed, and then that way I can include it as part of this guide. But thanks again for watching. I always appreciate having you guys here, and I'll catch you guys in the next episode.